All right, happy Sunday morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Hope you had a great Saturday. Lots of fun St. Patrick's Day festivities going on across the Lowcountry, whether you were in North Charleston or Sullivan's Island, out on John's Island at Shawnee for their big party. It was a great day, a nice day, 70s, lots of sun. Today, not quite as nice. We're going to be looking for scattered showers and thunderstorms today. Rain probability about 40% at noon, about 40% as we head toward 4 o'clock. It's going to be a warm day in the mid to upper 70s. We'll drop down into the low 70s by the time we get to 8 o'clock this evening. There is a risk that one or two of these storms could become severe today with a threat of maybe some wind damage, perhaps an isolated tornado. I'm not too worked up about the threat today. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, but just be aware we might have an isolated severe thunderstorm today. Tomorrow, though, it's a different story. The Storm Prediction Center now has a level 3 out of 5 for the entire Lowcountry as far as the severe weather risk is concerned. That's an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms. That's pretty abnormal for us. We don't get into that zone very often. Most of our severe weather events here in the Lowcountry are levels 1s and 2s. Once we start getting into 3s and 4s, those are the big ones that a lot of people remember. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen with this one, but with all the conditions that are on the map here, there's a pretty big concern, particularly from Columbia and Florence and north up into North Carolina. Notice that is where the Storm Prediction Center has outlined a 60% or greater risk of wind damage within 25 miles of any point. Here in the Lowcountry, our range is at about 30 to 45%. Most wind damage events we see here are in that 15 to 30% range. So 30 to 45%, we need to keep an eye on this tomorrow. I don't think that we're going to see many events like this in a given year. You just don't see this level of probability. It just doesn't happen very often. And even outside of thunderstorms tomorrow, the wind is going to be gusting up to 40 miles per hour. So it's not going to take much from a shower or thunderstorm to bring some stronger winds from just above the ground down to the surface and give us some problems. So just keep an eye on that. Tornado risk tomorrow is at about a 10% probability of a tornado within 25 miles of a given point. Give you some perspective. A normal day, that risk is 0. Okay, so with a 10% probability, that means tomorrow, with the conditions that we see, you are 10 times more likely to see a tornado within 25 miles of any given point at that particular time period, okay? It doesn't mean everybody's going to see it, but it just says, hey, this is one of those days where we really need to be paying attention to it. Hail risk is also there tomorrow, maybe up to quarter size in some of the strong storms. Now, there are some things that may work out in our favor here in the Lowcountry that may help us out. Won't be the case, I think, up across eastern North Carolina, but you can see thunderstorm fuel tomorrow that's available. It's pretty high in the Midlands, into the PD, into South Georgia, and then up into eastern North Carolina. But you notice right along the immediate coast of South Carolina, it drops a little bit. Well, that's thanks to the shelf waters of the Atlantic. That cooler water may begin to intercept this line of storms and weaken it as it gets to the immediate coast. Now, inland, away from Highway 17, west of 17, that's not going to be the case. That's going to be our greatest risk of severe thunderstorms tomorrow. But we're hoping that as this line gets closer to us, it'll begin to feel those stabilizing effects and things will calm down a little bit. So 2 o'clock today, isolated showers and storms around. 1 or 2 of these, again, could be severe. I'm not too worked up about it. Tomorrow morning, we might have a round of storms in the morning. Those could be severe. And then the greatest risk of that comes in after lunchtime as this line of storms progresses across the state, moves from west to east. Notice there's individual thunderstorms along the line. Those, I'd say early afternoon up across the Midlands and then into central North Carolina in particular, that's our tornado window. If I were to bet on it on this line, then as it gets closer to the coast, it starts to congeal into a more solid line, and that's when you're going to see the wind damage reports. This should be off the coast by the time we get to 6 to 8 p.m., and we're done with it. So here are your key messages. There's an enhanced risk of severe storms. It's a level 3 out of 5. It's definitely not a normal situation for us. All of us will see showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Some will see severe weather. Notice I say some, not all. And a few may see significant impacts. We're not talking about this as a 100% slam dunk, everybody's going to get severe weather. That's not what this is. It just means tomorrow's setup is a little abnormal for what we're used to here in South Carolina, and you need to be weather ready. That's it. know your severe weather safety plan at home and at work. And if warnings are issued, be ready to put it into place. Once this is out of here tomorrow, that rain probability at 80% with gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour. That's even outside of thunderstorms. Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, is going to be a chilly day. Highs only in the low 50s. And you're probably going to throw something at the screen when I say that. Dare I say, maybe some don't make it out of the 40s Tuesday for highs with a stiff northwest wind. The morning, we're going to be in the mid-30s, could even be freezing for some inland communities. And then Wednesday morning, a frost freeze likely as well, with sunshine warming us into the upper 50s. So this is a powerful cold front. You'll know it when it comes through, as the temperatures will drop and the wind's going to pick up on the backside of it, giving us a chilly Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, if anything changes, I'll let you know. Keep it right here. We'll keep you updated through the next 24 hours, and I will for sure see you first thing in the morning.